Hello there everyone, I am John Erickson S. Carcas, and in this video, I am gonna share a literary work that will surely bring you into a place I know you sometimes hate, but for others is indeed a blessing. The Hospital. This is the story I am referring to. The story Stay Awake, Agatha. A story written by Maureen Abdian, best known as Serialsleeper from the famous online reading application Wattpad. So this literary work was written in the year 2018 and is a romance and fiction novel. So the story begins with Agatha, a girl who has a Klein-Levin syndrome or a rare sleeping disorder that was confined in a hospital because of her condition. There, she met Cooper, a boy who has a myeloma or a blood cancer. They had a connection with one another, a casual relationship with one another, but um, as time passes by, their relationship grows. And one time, a doctor offered Agatha regarding an experimental drug that could help her lessen the consequence of her condition. And the warning is that this drug is not yet proven effective. So we do not know, or no one knows what will happen next if this drug will be taken. But because of her reasons, or Agatha's reason of staying alive, being with her family, and staying with Cooper, she took it. But the consequences occur. She went to a coma. And upon waking up, she was very upset upon knowing that Cooper left the hospital because he finally got rid of his condition. But after years, they met again. And Cooper asked for her forgiveness. Agatha gave him a second chance. Their story came back, but their story does not stop the consequence from affecting their lives. So, because of the drug that Agatha took years ago, he she loses her memory. Her body gets weaker and weaker, and now that they can feel that it is almost the time they spent their time together, and the last moment that they were spending their time is on the campsite wherein in there Agatha died peacefully. And after years, Cooper couldn't actually accept that easily. That is why what he did was to use a machine to keep her alive, even though she is no longer alive. And after years of hoping that Agatha will still wake, Cooper, um, his condition myeloma came back, and it got worse, and it is the reason why Cooper died. So, after Cooper died, the family and friends decided to stop the machine that keeps Agatha alive. So, after 2 minutes, Agatha bid her farewell. So, it was Cooper who died first, and then Agatha next. The characters of the stories are Agatha, the one who is suffering from Klein-Levin syndrome. The second one is Cooper, the one who has myeloma. They still have two other friends, which are Rima, someone who has a bipolar disorder. Fourth one is Javi, someone who couldn't walk or he can't walk. That's why he spends his life in a wheelchair. And the last one is their nurse, or their nurse, who is also they consider as their kuya Leo. The central conflict of the story is man versus nature. Because of their conditions, or because of their disorders, they couldn't consider themselves as free individuals, because those disorders limit them on seizing or enjoying every single second of their lives. But those things are also the reason why they keep on getting stronger. Now, let us talk about the major themes of Stay Awake, Agatha. The friendship. Because of their conditions, even though they are considering it as a curse, still, they have built a stronger relationship, a friendship with one another. Everything seems it, it seems like they do not suffer from anything because of the friendship they have built. The next one is life. We couldn't deny it that life is full of challenges. It has so many circumstances to offer. There are people who will come into our life, and those people will lessen the burden of life. And the last one is the resilient love. Even though they are not sure on what will happen next, Cooper and Agatha stayed with one another. They stayed by each other, beside each other. And that shows the resilient or the love they have for one another. What about the significant symbols or motifs? We have two. We have the camera and bulalo. So this camera was used on taking the memories that Cooper and Agatha shared with one another. And the next one is the bulalo. This food became a symbolic or a significant symbol because this was the food they ate upon going outside the hospital, even though they are prohibited from doing it. What about the important literary techniques? I can say that from the title, it is very ironic. Stay awake, Agatha, but in the end, Agatha died. The story also features foreshadowing, for the story keeps on featuring several sufferings of the main character, ending up with the actual event of main character dying because of her condition. Now, let us talk about the cultural or the philosophical relevance of this story. One of the best lines that was written in this story was to never let your faith wither. Because of this line, we could say that this is related into having a strong faith or strong belief regarding someone even though you couldn't see it. Because to believe is to see. Because of this literary work, I learned that I should be grateful regarding things or regarding the things I have. We are here living our lives. And at the same time, to cherish every single second because we have no idea. We are clueless on what will happen next. I have realized that love love really has no limit. If there are two people who want to give their 100% when it comes to love, they will never be a loser. And in relation with that, I have also realized that we have no full control over things in this world. But one thing is sure, that we should always be grateful regarding things. So this story has a significance in this contemporary society, where it features several individuals who are suffering from illness, disorders, conditions, but still trying to find things to make life worth living. Since there are people who are having these conditions, we should not be too harsh from those people or to those people because we have no idea what they are going through, and we have to be respectful. We have to see the other side of everything, and to always be grateful about everything. So to evaluate this story, this literary work combines humor, sadness, love, family, life, everything or every mood you want to feel. You want to feel while you are reading. This shows the reality of life. Overall, this story brings us hope, brings us chances, it makes us realize that even though we are not sure about everything, even though we are very clueless regarding things, still we could still find happiness. We could still find ways to keep ourselves happy, to enjoy and to seize every single moment. So again, this is the story Stay Awake, Agatha, giving us chances to live our lives to the fullest. I am John Erickson and Carques. Thank you for watching.